Title: Your nephew was very kind, he helped me. True infidelity story, safe version. It was a warm Saturday morning in Chicago when Amanda woke up to a text message that would shift her day in an unexpected way. She had been feeling the weight of her marriage for months. Her husband, Daniel, was a good provider, a responsible man with a stable job in finance, but somewhere along the way, the two had drifted apart emotionally. Conversations were often short, dinners had become quiet, and Amanda sometimes felt invisible in her own home. Amanda, a 36-year-old schoolteacher, was thoughtful, caring, and always put others before herself. She loved her family, but the spark in her relationship had dimmed. Despite her efforts to reconnect with Daniel, he seemed buried under deadlines, phone calls, and a constant preoccupation with his work. That morning, Amanda's phone buzzed with a message from her nephew, Ethan. He was the son of her older sister, Caroline, and had just moved to Chicago for college. At 19, Ethan was kind-hearted, respectful, and always willing to lend a helping hand. He texted, "Hi Aunt Amanda, I know you've got a lot going on. If you need help with anything today, I'm free." Amanda smiled warmly. It wasn't often that someone reached out to her with that kind of thoughtfulness. She replied quickly, explaining that her backyard garden had grown out of control and that she had planned to spend the weekend trimming bushes, pulling weeds, and fixing up the space. Ethan responded instantly, "I'll be there in an hour. Don't worry, I'll bring gloves and tools." Amanda felt a wave of relief. She had been dreading tackling the yard alone, especially with the hot weather. True to his word, Ethan arrived with a cheerful smile, carrying his gardening gloves, a rake, and a small toolkit. He gave his aunt a polite hug before stepping into the backyard. The two worked side by side, pulling weeds, trimming hedges, and raking leaves. Amanda noticed how patient and considerate Ethan was. Whenever she grew tired, he insisted she take a break while he continued. He carried heavy bags of soil, repaired the broken garden gate, and even set up the lawn chairs neatly afterward. As the day went on, Amanda found herself opening up to Ethan about things she hadn't shared with anyone in a long time. She admitted how she sometimes felt overlooked in her marriage, how she missed having long conversations, and how she longed for a sense of companionship. Ethan listened intently, never judging, never interrupting, only offering kind and encouraging words. He reminded her that she was valued, that she deserved appreciation, and that sometimes people forget to express love even when they still feel it. Amanda realized how much she needed to hear those words. When they finally finished the yard work, the backyard looked beautiful, almost like a new space. Amanda insisted on cooking lunch as a thank you. They sat together at the table, eating homemade pasta and laughing over stories from Ethan's high school days and his early experiences in college. The house felt alive in a way it hadn't for months. Later in the evening, Daniel came home from work, surprised to see the yard transformed. For the first time in weeks, Amanda noticed a genuine smile on her husband's face. He thanked Ethan sincerely and even suggested they all go out for dinner the following weekend. Ethan's kindness had not only lightened Amanda's burden but also opened a door for reconnect between her and Daniel. Over the next few weeks, Amanda reflected on the experience. Ethan's simple act of helping her reminded her how important kindness, listening, and presence are in relationships. She realized she could use that lesson to rebuild her marriage. Instead of waiting for Daniel to reach out, she began initiating conversations, leaving him small notes of encouragement, and reminding herself that love isn't always about grand gestures, sometimes it's about small, everyday efforts. Slowly but surely, Daniel began to respond. He started putting his phone away at dinner, asking about her day, and suggesting weekend walks together. The distance between them lessened. Amanda knew it wouldn't change overnight, but she finally felt hopeful. Ethan continued to visit from time to time, always cheerful and ready to lend a hand. For Amanda, his kindness had been more than just physical help in the garden, it had been a reminder of the beauty of empathy, patience, and love. In the end, Amanda's story wasn't about betrayal or loss. It was about rediscovering connection, learning from the kindness of family, and realizing that sometimes the smallest gestures can heal the deepest hurts.